This August, 9 p.m. movies. Get deadlier than ever.
Are happening for the startups. So Bangshu is here, IIM Calcutta, so many events are happening in different education institutes. Chambers of Commerce have embraced innovation. A lot of the traditional businesses are also embracing innovation in their sort of manufacturing. So I think there's been a huge cultural shift, and I think the last 3-4 years in particular, I've seen a large number of startups from Calcutta also raise early stage funding, as opposed to earlier they were not being able to raise early stage funding.
Fair enough. And if we put some stats to that figure, and I'll come to you now, because the research seems to indicate that over the last decade, that startups in this city alone have raised upwards of $218 million. All right? And if I were to look at the IIM Calcutta Innovation Park in particular, and you can tell me better as an insider looking out versus an outsider looking in, they were projected to essentially fund over 100 startups, right, over a 3-year time period, with that seed capital price being an average of 25 lakh rupees, right? Is that mission and is that vision on track? And what does it take for the innovation park to actually hand over that 25 lakh rupees? What are the criteria, very frankly, for the benefit of the entrepreneurs in this room?
Yeah, thanks for reminding about that target.
Right?
So
we hold you to it, we hold the institute to it.
Absolutely. So the statistics as follows. We have supported more than 500 startups, but funded 130 startups.
What's the time horizon?
Time horizon would be 5 years time horizon. Obviously, towards the last 3 years, the pace has increased. Now, these 130 startups, they have funded around 30 crores overall, if we consider that average ticket size. These startups, in turn, have raised more than 2,000 crores follow-up funding from various institutional investors. Their cumulative portfolio value would be around 7,800 crores, market value of the startups. We got exits also.
Right, we want to hear it.
At least 3 profitable exits. One.
There should not be too much of criteria, because when you are too early into a startup, right, all these criteria are good to have, but let's say if you are lacking in one of those, it should be perfectly fine, because that's the role of an incubator, to have the right set of criteria built into the startup over a period of time.
I think that calls for a round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen.
So, what I have seen is incubation centers like IIM Calcutta are great, but the kind of awareness which is required to, in founders to access that kind of facilities. See, what's happening is, obviously, like IIM Calcutta will not only fund startups from Calcutta, it will be even from small towns like, Sir said, Bihar, someone is giving him example. So there will be startups in all over West Bengal, like I know one in Durgapur. Okay, so which has raised funds. It's called Toolsvilla. So there will be many in smaller cities also. These people need to have the right kind of access, because what happens in bigger cities, if I am a founder, I'll have access to the ecosystem by default.
Right.
I might not need a incubator all the time. But in smaller cities, they need a lot of hand-holding. They need the right set of employees, right set of technology access, etc. So I think that information dissemination is much more important in smaller towns and cities, from where real innovation can come up, real problem solving can come up.
Fair enough, fair enough. And Alok, I think this is a great time to bring you in, because the fact of the matter remains that entrepreneurs often have myopia and that they fall in love with their product, and yet the fiscal management can fall way behind, right? So, given your exposure at Global, to what extent does that fiscal management play a critical role in that startup seeing the light of day?
Thanks, Pooja, and thanks Vicky for having me today. See, let me first touch upon the point in terms of why Kolkata, right?
Please.
So, I was working with Big Four till 2010 in Bangalore, and I had all the option to start my venture in 2010 in Bangalore or Mumbai, right? But I came back and started from Kolkata, and I don't have any regret as of today, right? And there are reasons why, and I think many times we talk about that Kolkata doesn't have enough VCs and lot of investable startups, but what I have felt, because Interestingly, what we have built at Taxmandra Global is a global firm wherein we are delivering services from Kolkata, wherein 75% of our people in Kolkata, but